Hi. It takes me a few times to say hi to get warmed up. So, hi. Hello. Hi. There you go. That's me. Hi. 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 I just took a shower because I just dyed my hair. Fresh black dye. Always makes me feel great. So, how are you today? How are you doing? A little bit tired because, how do they call it? I call it Mother Nature, but I heard someone call it something else online and I liked it, but I can't remember. I'm blanking out. Anyways, Mother Nature called and she's in the house. If you know, you know. I think I did pretty well today considering. So if I fumble over my words, cut me some slack. I'm a little bit tired. It's been a week since I uploaded. If you're new from that video, thank you for watching. I really hope you got something good out of that video. Thank you so much if you commented. I did not expect to get so many views and that much attention on that video. I was a little shocked, but very grateful and very excited. I'm a little new to the whole, I guess, self-development. Well, not that new. If you scroll back, you see my videos. That wasn't my main startup. Like, I didn't start in that avenue. That's what I'm getting at. To see that much positivity turn out from it, I'm kind of hyped. I'm a little bit shocked. This week's video is kind of like a piggyback off that video, a little sidestep, if you will. It's regarding the 2016 trend. If you don't know, 2016 was 10 years ago. Everyone is so hyped and so excited to throw it back and show all the old school 2016 photos. And with that comes the flood of memories, or in my case, the flood of anger, the flood of what's going on, the flood of why is this person reaching out to me now if they were such a to me during that era. No, I'm just kidding. Like I said, let me preface this by saying if you're watching this and you think this is about you, it might not be, it might, who knows? You probably don't know who I'm talking about. Or you might. No, in all seriousness, if you sent me a throwback photo of us together from 2016, I really appreciate it. This is a me problem like it always is. It has nothing to do with you, and I'm probably twisting it all up in my head. But we'll get into that in the video. Like I said, I'm prefacing this by no hard feelings. This is just me venting and explaining how I feel, because I'm sure what I've learned, I'm not alone. Everybody has the same problems as I do, and we're all in this together, like they say in High School Musical. This is what I'm not a writer. I don't write things out, but this time I was in bed last night and I'm like, you know what? I think I know what I'm going to talk about this week. And I was going to film it yesterday, but got caught off guard and I was tired. Anyways, we're filming today. And if you hear Anthony in the background, that is my neighbor. Good old Anthony. He is a little bit of a travieso from what I've learned, and he just got home from school. So Anthony, go listen, go do your homework. I haven't seen him actually. I don't know which one is Anthony. There's two little boys. One of them looks like a travieso, which I'm assuming is Anthony. I don't know. I titled this 2016 Photos Make Me Want to Yak. Barf, if you will. This all started off with me receiving a few photos from the 2016 era from people who I don't speak to on a daily basis anymore, because we have, people grow, people change. If you're not changing, you're dying. I learned that I act a lot on emotion, and I'm trying not to do that. If you scroll past to my other videos, I think I've talked about that, where I'm like, okay, I am a very emotionally driven person, and a lot of what I've learned is my emotion is ego. It's my ego, and my ego gets hurt easily, and my ego likes to call each other a punk ass bitch. Or sorry, not each other, other people likes to call them evil things and be mean and be like sharp and basically a bitch. My dad says yes, ego is very much necessary and very important to have, but you should not act off your ego. When receiving these photos, it was like two instances. The first one, I was like, was my reaction like, oh, and also the second one, I started crying. Two very emotionally driven reactions. Did not act on it. Thankfully, let me look at my notes before I get sidetracked. Oh yeah, okay, perfect. Segue. I think it's important to acknowledge feelings of the past while not acting off emotion. I've had the problem of where I ignore. Like, I'm good at ignoring, and I'll be like, oh, it doesn't bother me. Just look the other way. That's ignoring, and that's not acknowledging what's going on. And you're just burying the feeling deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper until something, I have an itch. Until something makes you pop off, and it's like you react towards something awkwardly, And it's like, that, you shouldn't have done that. Now you look silly because you just yelled at someone that did not deserve it, because you're pissed off from other things you're hiding that you were like trying to suppress. I really do think if you're feeling some type of way, acknowledge it. Don't let it consume you. Don't be sad about it for months. Don't be mad about it for months. Be like, hey, okay, I feel mad. My mistake before, which I mentioned, would be acting solely on emotion, my ego, if you will. It's the feeling that makes you feel good in the moment, but you quickly regret after. That's when I know, like, it was my ego that was reactive. If I feel very like, after, it's usually right away where I'm like, okay, I shouldn't have done that. That was my ego speaking. Oh yeah, I said I should have said this in the beginning, but I'm saying now. No offense to anybody. This is clearly some mess I have to sort through. Like I said, no offense to anybody, no malice, no nothing. I appreciate you and thank you so much for sending me those photos. At the end of the day, I felt really nice, and we'll get into that. Seeing people send me photos where I come out in during 2016 made me feel angry, because during that time no one knew the hurt that I was dealing with. Obviously, we were all younger at the time. Everyone is always growing and changing. Like I said, I was quickly reactive, and it was in the evening and my mom was nearby. My husband was at work. I was like, Mom, blah, 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 so-and-so sent me this photo from 2016. Like, can you believe they did that? And my mom, with a clear head and obviously no malice, no intention, no bad intention, was like, isn't that a good thing? Like, that's very sweet. Like, friends have sent me photos of us from the past, and I think that's very like kind that they think of you and they send it to you, unless they're making fun of you and like calling you names, and that's rightfully so, like a reason to be angry. And she does have a point. My mom had a good point when I brought it up to her, because I was pissed off in the moment. She said, why not remember the good times and feel happy those people thought of you and decided to send you that photo, instead of letting the grief and the anger consume me? I instantly think like, why did you do this to me? And I think of all the scenarios they put me through, or why did you let other people treat me a certain way? You were there and you just let it happen. You stood right there. Maybe they had no fucking idea that was happening to me. They had their own shit they were going through. Why am I being the victim? Is what I think now. Obviously, in the moment, I was like, bitch, don't fucking send me that photo. That's a little excessive, right? Yeah, it was fucked up what I went through, but it made me. I dropped the mic earlier, but that was me dropping the mic. And I think of that so often, especially when I like get bombarded with past feelings. It got me to where I am now, and I have to be grateful to God, the universe, whatever you believe in, that I passed that level of my life. I passed that year. We made it through 2016 alive, and now, hello, we're in 2026, 10 years later, and I'm winning. We're all winning. Believe it or not, if you're still alive, you're winning. And like I said, instead of letting the grief, the anger, all those low vibration feelings consume me and continue to like relive the anger and pass on the grudge and just continue to harvest bad feelings, like, it's not worth it. And those people that are the second parties don't have nothing to do with it. They have nothing to do with you and those problems. That's something you need to work on and heal from on the inside, in order to continue to like make yourself a better person. If I'm still thinking about what happened to me in 2016, obviously when I see those photos, yes, acknowledge what you feel. Because I mean, I would like ignore, or I would see it and I'd be like, she was such a little girl. She shouldn't have gone through all that stuff. Wrong. Yes, I was a little girl, but I needed to go through that stuff. I needed to drink underage and go through. I could have been worse, to be honest. I hear other girls not like downplaying my own situation, but I think I'm grateful and I got lucky to only go through what I had to go through. And other people have other crosses to carry. So don't ignore it. Acknowledge it. Don't act on emotion. I am just sharing my experiences of what I went through in order for you to maybe like, one, not feel alone. Two, maybe the advice that I tell myself can also help you, and we can also like, just move on. And I guess before I go, I'll give you a brief, like, little vague but kind of detailed situation. I was in the backyard scene, backyard bands, all that good stuff. And now that I'm older, I'm like, I shouldn't have been there. Should not have been drinking. I don't know. I didn't want to drink, but, I drank. Why? Because I wanted to be accepted. Why? Because I wanted friends, not for the right reasons. And, I did not stand up for myself like I should have. And I let people take advantage of me. And sure, like I said, you could victimize yourself in my case and be like, they shouldn't have done that to me and this and that. But I had to go through that. I'm grateful and thankful because if I wouldn't have gotten into the backyard scene, I wouldn't have met yes, they're not the greatest people that I've encountered. And I do not condone any of the actions that they ever did to me. It's not good. I would not have met my husband, who I think is the most precious thing that has ever happened to me. I wouldn't have met him and I wouldn't be here where I am today. Sure, there's a lot to unpack and I still have a lot of healing to go through, to get through, if you will. Focusing on all the negative and the badness rather than focusing on all the good times I did have at the backyard shows, all the cute outfits I got to wear. I got to experience Burger Records and all the fun, backyard bands. Like I said, don't condone any of the actions they ever did, but I did get to experience that. I love live music. I got to go to a bunch of cool backyard shows and hang out with a bunch of cool bands. I got to see Innerwave, before they were Innerwave at some backyard show in Anaheim, the Garden, all that fun stuff. Yeah, I'm very grateful. I like to think of the good times for my own mental health and maybe for your own mental health too. That's my 2 cents about the whole 2016 trend. Like I said, I still have a lot of healing to do because yes, I still cry when I see photos of myself. I see the confusion in my face, but it's important to acknowledge it. It's my key thing. If you're going to take anything from this, take that. Acknowledge it. Don't ignore it. Don't act on your ego. Enjoy all the fun things from 2016 and enjoy the memories. Don't get caught up in them because we're living now, and keep moving forward and continue to make new memories that you can think about. I hope that makes sense. I'm running out of breath and I'm kind of thirsty. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you again if you watched my last video. I really appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out. Oh, let's see how my hair dried. I like to put it in these little twists because it helps my waves dry. Oh yeah, cool. Cool. It's still a little damp, but gotta let it dry. And I think I'll end the video now because my neighbors they're definitely yelling. Anthony, go do your homework. Okay. Bye.